Thank you to Disney Plus for partnering with me on today's video. And so what I'm currently reading is a book that I know a lot of you will be jealous of, and so I knew I'd fall in love with her anyway. But also has a little bit of, seeing a queer black boy on the cover. Is that even a word? The universality of Hey besties, it's Joel, and today I'm going to be going over the books that I read in the month of January. I hope you're all doing very well and that you're looking after yourselves. If you've yet to take that drink of water, please do so. You must remain well and hydrated. And if you've decided that you want to drink another beverage of your choice, I would highly recommend you go get that now, as we're going to have a little sit down and a chat today. I actually have some Starbucks that I ordered this morning, so we're all going to have a fun time together. And if you've yet to check out my Instagram nor my Twitter, I would highly recommend you go check those out as well, because I post some extra bookish content that you're not gonna see here. In the month of January, I read a grand total of 4 books, which, isn't a lot for me personally, and usually isn't a lot on BookTube. However, a lot did happen during this month, and I couldn't fit reading into it a lot. I tried to get it in as and when, and 4 books kind of did that for me, and I'm really happy about the books that I read. I'm bringing wrap-ups back to the channel as well, because I want to record the books that I've read and share them with you, because I feel like I really got into this habit of like saving books for videos that I wanted to do, and then never getting around to doing it. But then I'm like, I could just read it in my own time and do a wrap-up video, and which also means that I get to record all of the books that I've read as well and just share that with you, but also keep a record for me so that I don't forget the books that I've read throughout the year. I just decided that I'm just gonna basically do this wrap-up because even though I read 4 books during this month, 4 books is still a massive amount of books, and like I still read this month, but I did want to also talk about what I'm currently reading, what I'm currently watching, and what I'm currently listening to, because Noelle did this on our last Night Book Club live show and I really liked that. And so what I'm currently reading is a book that I know a lot of you will be jealous of, and one that I'm kind of thoroughly enjoying so far, and that is Book of Night by Holly Black, which releases on May 3rd, 2022. This is the limited proof that Del Rey did. The funny thing is though, the day I got this proof, my house was set on fire, so is Holly Black like coming to steal my shadow or something? Because I know I offered it and everything, but like I didn't mean it literally. Come on, I still have my shadow, right? This has just been a very fun journey so far, and I'm really enjoying like the world building and the way that Holly Black has set up this fabulistic world, and Charlie as a protagonist is so interesting. Like we get these moments of backstory from her past and then we flip back to her present, but it's so seamlessly integrated. I'm really loving it. I'm really liking it, and it makes me realize that I should give The Folk of the Air another chance as well. I'm currently on page 67 and I'm already really enjoying it, which is strange for me because usually it takes me like 100 pages to get into a book, but this book is actually quite short at like 307. Yeah, I'm about 20% of the way through the book, so I'm very much enjoying it so far. I cannot wait to see what I think about it in the end. I'm thinking I'm gonna finish it in the next like few days, probably by the end of the week, and so you'll see what I have to say about Book of Night in my February wrap-up. As for what I'm currently watching, I'm highly anticipating each and every new episode of The Book of Boba Fett, with new episodes releasing every Wednesday, streaming exclusively on Disney Plus. In order to celebrate this awesome series, this video is actually in partnership with Disney Plus, which was very exciting for me because I watched The Mandalorian and all of the Star Wars films last year and completely fell in love with the Star Wars universe, and so just partnering with Disney Plus on this made complete sense. The Book of Boba Fett is actually a much more character-driven story than The Mandalorian, as we see Boba Fett tackle this new role as Daimyo, or the crime lord of Tatooine. Throughout this series, we see Boba Fett and Fennec Shand kind of navigate their way through the political scene of Tatooine, trying to tackle what the new role that Boba Fett has. And also, we get a bits of backstory from Boba Fett as well through flashbacks. I love those, and they're really great, and we get to see like how Boba Fett and like Fennec Shand meet for the first time, and that's an amazing episode in and of itself. I have loved this series so far, and Fennec Shand becoming one of my favorite characters is something that I completely predicted, because Ming-Na Wen, who plays Fennec Shand, also voiced Mulan, and so I knew I'd fall in love with her anyway. And I'm just really looking forward to seeing how this series is going to end, because after the previous episode with something concerning another one of our favorite characters, I am just completely excited. So if you'd like to check out the Book of Boba Fett and the other Star Wars content that Disney Plus has to offer, then you can use the link in my description to sign up for a Disney Plus subscription for $7.99 a month. T's and C's apply. Okay, so in terms of what I'm currently listening to, I'm listening to kind of 2 things on repeat at the moment. So the first one is Rina Sawayama and Charlie XCX's new song Beg For You that they did as a collaboration together. Their friendship is just amazing. When I went to see Rina in November a few months ago, she had Charlie's music playing in anticipation, like as we were waiting, and that was amazing. Like, Vroom Vroom, Ali's most iconic song in my opinion. And on the K-pop side, I've been listening to Bam Bam's second mini album, B, and I'm really liking the song that he did in collaboration with Sulgi. A lot of you have noticed the Queendom album. I see a few of you on Twitter like mentioning it, and then like some of you in the comment section will be like, you've seen this and subscribed. I do have other K-pop albums as well. I have a Twice album all the way up there. I have Twice albums underneath my bed. I have Wonho albums underneath my bed as well. But I definitely want to showcase my albums at some point because I do want to get more albums now. That could be something I get myself for my birthday. Ooh. My birthday is like literally next Friday, and so I'm trying to think about gifts to get myself, but it's really hard to treat myself to things because like I just don't think I deserve them, and it's a mindset that I need to grow out of. But yeah, I've been really enjoying Bam Bam's second mini album so far. I just think the songs on it are just so amazing, and I cannot wait to like have it incorporated in some of my story playlists as well, because I just love listening to albums on repeat and just thinking what works in progress they can fit into. And so yeah, I'm really excited about that, and I'm just excited about everything that I'm currently consuming. And so as we return to the past, let's go through the books that I've read in January. And so the very first book that I read this year was A Marvelous Light by Freya Marske, and I rated this 5 stars. This is the Illumicrate exclusive edition that I immediately bought from Depop after finishing this book. It is transparent. Those of you who have watched my 22 anticipated reads video have already seen this edition. It is just so stunning and beautiful, and I'm really obsessed with it. But this book was unexpected. Basically, my group chat started buying this book, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy this book as well because my group chat are buying it. And I basically ended up being the first one to finish it. This basically follows a gay magician and a non-magician gay, wow, in England, as they basically try to navigate a magical conspiracy that can basically undo magic for all magicians across the globe. It's a very intriguing tale. It goes a lot into the politics of homosexuality within this era. It also touches upon a little bit of race, which I really appreciated, because I love it when, if like white authors don't want to like write from like a perspective, I think if they touch upon what's currently happening in the time, if they're writing historical, then it's great because it's like you have awareness, like historical awareness, because otherwise ignoring it just kind of rubs me the wrong way, because it's like it's literally happening on your doorstep. So I really enjoyed this. I just found that Robin and Edwin's characters were just so well done. We read from both of their perspectives, and I just find the story to be completely enthralling. I love the kind of plot that we have in here with magical conspiracies, like the secrecy of magic, kind of revealing magic to someone. Plus the magic system was also, it's kind of like a soft magic system where you don't really know a lot of the rules, but you're given enough that you're kind of aware of what's going on. I just think that this is going to be such an amazing series. There is a little bit of sex scenes. There are some sex scenes, you know, and it's just really well written, and I really like that. And yeah, it just feels good, but also has a little bit of yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it, and I cannot wait for the sequel. And yeah, I think this is definitely a new favorite book of mine, purely because I just enjoyed it that much. And yeah, the next book that I then read was You've Reached Them by Dustin Thau. This is the late night book club pick for the month of December, and I really liked this. I think the premise was just so beautiful. This basically follows Julie, who has recently lost her boyfriend Sam, and she's going through the grieving process. However, through mysterious circumstances, she is able to call Sam and talk to him through the phone. And basically, this is a story about the process of grief and trying to let go, but still trying to hold on to the pieces that remain. And I really liked this. I think the story and the theme were just conveyed really well, and I think that Julie as a character was kind of interesting to read. I did end up rating this 3 stars, but that was purely because I think the conclusion was a little bit rushed. And like, whilst we did get like moments of Julie developing, I feel like it wasn't enough for this sudden turnaround at the end. But again, this is like the process of grief, and grief affects people in different ways, so this sudden turnaround could make sense to Julie. However, I just felt for me personally it was a bit sudden, which again, it's on personal preference. So, but the ending of this book was really like emotional. I didn't cry. Elias cried. I didn't cry, which is just shocking because usually I'm the more emotional one. I just found that this was such a nice read, and I would recommend it to anyone who's like looking for like an emotional story, anyone who's looking to like connect with their feelings and just showing like Julie's process of grief. This is definitely like a 3.5, but I'm trying to not do like 0.5s this year. I'm trying to like stick to the stars. However, maybe on a reread it might go up to 4, who knows, because I was definitely between a 3 and a 4 for this, but I decided to go with 3. I really enjoyed this, and I really like that Julie got a second chance at goodbye as well. The third book that I then read for the month of January was Cameron Battle and the Hidden Kingdoms, and this releases today, as I'm recording this. That's funny. And this book. So basically, this follows Cameron Battle, who is basically your regular kid in a regular neighborhood. As he grew up, his parents read him the Book of Chidani, which is basically a book of stories that he basically was read to as a kid as like a bedtime tale. But since his parents' death, his grandmother has kept the Book of Chidani locked in the attic upstairs. However, through a few circumstances, Cameron and his 2 best friends, Zion and Alia, are transported to the magical world of Chidani, and they find that the kingdom of Chidani is under a grave threat, and only the descendant of the book can save them. The descendant being Cameron. However, is Cameron ready to save an entire kingdom of people? This book was so good. I really enjoyed this middle grade story because it basically followed Cameron going through this struggle of the pressure to succeed, the pressure to be the best, and seeing like his friends succeed, seeing everyone rely on him, having this like pressure not only from everyone else but from himself as well, because his parents used to be these great heroes as well. He feels so much pressure, and just seeing that and his growth through that, but also seeing like his best friends, seeing a queer black boy on the cover, everything about this was amazing, and I loved it. I think that this story is just going to mean so much to black children. If I was to like give this comp titles, I would probably give this like Black Panther meets the Chronicles of Narnia, because it kind of gives that like magical barrier-esque kingdom that Black Panther has, but then it has like the transportation and like exploration element of the Chronicles of Narnia, and it's amazing. I think like just the way that it's like set up, and I think Jamal J. Perry's writing was also really good and really authentic for like the characters that he's writing for, like their attitudes and stuff. I just find that this book was amazing, and I literally cannot wait to see what's next in the Cameron Battle universe. I really want more, and I literally can't wait for more. And yeah, that's that. And the final book that I read in the month of January is Here in Queer, A Queer Girl's Guide to Life by Rowan Ellis, with illustrations by Jackie Sheridan, and this releases on May 3rd, 2022. Rowan is one of my dear friends, and she sent me an early copy of Here in Queer, and I really enjoyed this book. This book not only gives queer girls the advice that they need and want, but also it includes so many different people and really tackles intersectionality quite well. I found myself learning a lot through this book, even though I'm personally not a queer girl, but I think that it just shows the universality. Is that even a word? The universality of this book. Anyone can read this book, like people who are wondering more about how they can support their queer friends, anyone who's literally just looking for more queer resources, but anyone who's looking for a gift to give the queer people in their life. Rowan puts it on one of her Instagram stories that this book is basically focused but not exclusionary, and so like whilst the main focus of this book is on queer girls, anyone can really read this book, and so I'm really excited for this book to be released. I just found myself learning a lot. I found that Rowan was able to convey the information really well, and also includes voices from other people and other perspectives, which I really appreciated as well, and so I'm very, very proud and excited. I think you'll really enjoy it as well. Yeah, that is basically the 4 books that I read in the month of January, plus what I'm currently reading and watching and listening to right now. Let me know if you liked the kind of like the format of this video, and if I should continue it for the month of like February and so on and so forth. Thank you so much to Disney Plus for partnering with me on today's video. You can use the link in my description to check out the Book of Boba Fett and loads of other original movies and TV shows that they offer by starting a subscription for only $7.99 a month. T's and C's apply. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, be sure to click that subscribe button so that you're notified whenever I upload next. I'll have all my other social medias in the description down below for you so that you can go check me out on every single other platform. And yeah, that is basically everything for today. I hope that you have stayed hydrated and that you've drank that beverage, and I guess until the next time, bye besties.